One of our projects here in Surrey, we're finishing up and we're getting to drywall stages, painting stages right now. One of the biggest challenges that we actually ran into was when this was handed over to the clients. We had new clients that purchased the place. What the realtor didn't tell them, but what they failed to understand was that there was actually no final occupancy on this building 12 years ago when it was finally built. And so when we went to get a permit to actually renovate this place, the city came back and said, actually, there was no final occupancy permit in the first place. So we had to jump through a tremendous amount of hoops to actually get in here and make this happen. Our painters are spraying everything out right now as we speak. So there are gonna be a few areas that are gonna get rolled out, but for the most part, doors hanging out here in the new kitchen that we're gonna be building are all getting sprayed, getting ready to be installed. They're gonna look absolutely awesome. It's gonna be a big, beautiful kitchen. As you can see, we have a lot of wiring going on that's strategically placed at all the right heights. We have over here a number of floating shelves that are going in with puck lights, under cabinet lights. They're all ready to go. Super stoked. This place is gonna look awesome. Can't wait to show you the final results. Anytime we frame a fireplace and there's gonna be a television above it, we're gonna fur it out and make sure that we're running some conduit in behind the wall system, down next to a plug so that we can plug in your cables, your HDMI system, whatever that may be, to hide any sort of plugs from draping down or draping along the wall. Make sure they're out of sight, out of mind. Big, beautiful primary ensuite that is going on here. We have these monster full height amazing doors. Those things are 11 feet tall. Totally reconfigured in here. We're just building out the shower, the benches, the vanities that are going in. Man, this place is going to look awesome. We have to reconfigure and relocate the drain here because we're going to have just a barrier-free transition that is going to go right from the main bathroom floor straight into the shower and slope away back towards this bench. Man, it is coming together. A challenge that we always come up with and that really needs to be taken into consideration is when we're putting lights over top of sinks. We need to get those dimensions absolutely accurate because there's nothing worse than installing lights above sinks and above mirrors to get the vanity in, to get the plumbing in and the faucet to realize you're out by 1/2 inch. And when you come in, you look at it, you realize it doesn't work well. Like, these dimensions need to be double checked, triple checked, and make sure that they're absolutely in the right place. Anytime we take on a renovation and we're dealing with a forced air system, a forced air furnace or a heat pump, anytime you see vents like this as a part of our site preparation, they have to all be covered up to make sure that any dust from construction does not get into the existing system. At the end of the project, the last thing that we want is for the homeowners to come in, turn the system on, and for there to be dust everywhere. That is going to take a long time to settle. And even if you get the ducts cleaned, it still doesn't solve everything. So we want to make sure you're doing your due diligence and covering everything up before you start construction.
So anyways, you can see why we brought you out here today.
Yep. So obviously we're doing a glue down hardwood floor on top of this, which means that the substrate has to be of suitable sound condition in order to prevent any potential problems from happening in the future. As we can see here, we've got all this loose leveling compound that's coming off the slab. We can literally pull it off with our fingertips. And really what this looks like, it looks like somebody started a leveling process and then they didn't prime the product before they put the new material on top, and so this is completely separating.
So it's all gotta go.
So it's all gotta go, unfortunately. We'll have to take it down to at least this layer, potentially down to the plywood layer below, just to make sure that we don't have any other future bonding issues. And then from there we can build it back up and make sure that we have a subfloor that's in good condition for the hardwood.
And what are we looking at for a timeline?
You're looking at least a day a demo, potentially 2. It really comes down to how well was this layer done. It's a little bit difficult with the small area we have exposed here to know what material was put down. This is definitely some kind of leveling compound that was applied on top. This could be a patching compound, but we'll have to take a better look at that once we get more of this material out. So a day, possibly 2 days, and then we'll have to actually build it back up from there. And that'll be dependent on how.
So at least 3 days.
At least 3 days of floor prep for sure, yeah.
Super stoked to see this happening today. We got Tom and Fazza from the Piano Movers. Today, they're not moving piano. We got the pool table going in, and this thing is heavy. These guys are beasts. We have a beautiful wine room that's going on in here, and the bar just around the corner. It's come together. Can't wait to show you the finished product.